Welcome back to The Bible is Art. We explore the literary artistry of the Bible, and this week we're going to talk about if Joseph was a carpenter, and if so, why. So let's get the obvious stuff out of the way first. Matthew and Mark describe Joseph as a carpenter. The Greek word is tekton. The most frequent use is to a carpenter, but it's also used for other building trades like stone or metalwork. Later, patristic authors will make closer identifications of Joseph as a carpenter. Okay, but as is often the case, finding out that semantic information isn't the end, but only the beginning of understanding the significance. Like, why do Matthew and Mark choose to include this information? Why characterize Joseph as a tekton, a builder? And as you may have guessed, there is a symbolic reason. But to understand the symbolism, we have to look at both the context in which the gospel author says that Joseph is a builder and the Old Testament background. Matthew tells us that Joseph is a builder right at the end of chapter 13, which is the structural center of Matthew's gospel. I have a whole video on the significance of Matthew 13, as well as another video on the structure of Matthew that I've linked below if you want to check those out. But in short, in Matthew 13, Jesus tells the secrets of the kingdom, those are his words, and he tells it through 8 parables. After he tells these parables, he goes back to the town he grew up in to teach in the synagogue. The people were astonished and said, "Where did this man get this wisdom and these mighty works? Is this not the carpenter's son? Is his not mother called Mary? Are not his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? Are not all his sisters with us? Where then did this man get all these things?" And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his hometown and in his own household." And he did not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Now, the main point of their response is that he couldn't actually be this wise and do these wonders because they didn't know him. And there's nothing about him or his family that would give him this wisdom and these works. That is, the crowd will list the pieces of information about the family that demonstrate that Jesus could neither be wise nor a wonder worker. But notice the ways in which they describe his family. First, they say that this is the carpenter's, the tekton's son. Now, in the Old Testament, David hired tektons to build the temple. And David's son is, of course, the builder of the temple, the exemplary man of wisdom, Solomon. So far from tekton being an aspersion, a negative association, it is associated with the highest wisdom. Aholiab and Bezalel were the builders of the tabernacle, and they were given wisdom for their work. Second, in the list of questions of the crowd, they name 6 family members, and when Jesus is included, that brings it to 7, a symbolically perfect family. Third, Mary's name is from the Hebrew Miriam, the sister of Moses. And Moses was the quintessential man of wonders in the Old Testament, like during the Exodus. Fourth, Jesus' brothers' names are all names of patriarchs or tribal leaders. Joseph himself is named after the patriarch who was rich in wisdom and works, interpreting dreams and planning how to alleviate a mass famine. The point of all these associations is that they have the fragrance of both wisdom and works. So in the very words that the crowds are using to cast doubt on Jesus' works, they prove it to be true. But there's also a deeper point about the inability to see what is right there. Jesus goes to his hometown and they don't recognize him. Jesus comes to his own people and they don't recognize him. Herod can't recognize him. Jesus teaches in the synagogue and they deny his teaching. They hear the wisdom itself, but because they are fools, they can't accept it. They list the very things that are evidence for Jesus' lack of wisdom and wonder-working, unable to see that the evidence points in the opposite direction. You see, God is often working closely and we can't see it. The problem is not with God's proximity, but with our perception. And that, my friends, is why the Bible is art. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel, it'd be lovely. You can go to patreon.com/thebibleisart. If you have any questions, you can leave them below. If you'd like to get notified for any new video, you can do so at thebibleisart.com/newsletter, and you get an email. Thanks so much.